Anyone who drives around this area will see that there's so many churches, and a lot of them are faithful and are doing wonderful things. But when you look at the numbers and the statistics, there's been this sharp decline. Now less than a quarter of people that live all over Northwest Atlanta go to church regularly. It's a tragic thing, but we're not far past that time. We're not far gone. And there are people in this area who are desperately looking for a way to come back into a vibrant and Christ-centered church. Christ the King is a young church plant who has a dream of planting vibrant parishes all over this area. We're trying to take the really good things that are present in the DNA and culture of this area. And people love their children here, and they live full lives. Sometimes their lives are too full. They can't even handle it. But there is one thing that's often lacking, and that is that all of these things, all these things which God himself has given, are not given back to God in worship. And I believe that to be a Christian, you have to worship God in his church. You have to receive the gifts of God from the table of God with the people of God. And you have to give yourself back to God with his people. As people come back into the church, they cease to be anonymous with one another. And they start to trust one another, and they start to share their stories and to heal. This whole area is ripe for a revival and a return to God in his church. We think that the establishment of mission-driven, Christ-centered, historically rooted, deep parishes who are committed to having the gospel infuse every aspect of life is how that will happen. Christ the King Anglican is in the Reformed Episcopal Church, which is a member of the Anglican Church of North America, the ACNA. The Anglican tradition definitely came out of the Protestant Reformation, but we also hearken back. We link ourselves in identity and ethos to the church of the first 5 centuries. We are trying to have this transcendent liturgy and this holy space alongside of an environment which is inviting and comforting and accessible, which has both holiness and joy, which has the liturgy and community, that has the incense swinging down the aisle and the child who is cooing on his mother's lap. The kingdom of heaven is for the children just as much as it is for the retiree, and just as it is for the mothers and fathers of those children. And as we all come together in all of our ages, all of different cultures, they come together before the Lord in unity. The rhythms of our life, week to week, month to month, year to year, center around worship. They center around communion. You can tell that the kingdom of God has been here strongly in the past. You can smell it, you can feel it. As more and more vibrant parishes are established in this area, the kingdom of God will become more visible, more manifest. The poor will be cared for. They will gain dignity. The sick will be healed. Families will be solidified. There will be a kindness. God is going to do something here. We want to be a part of that, to go out into the places where people are, into the pubs, to the mountain, into the city, and to talk to people, and to ask them their questions, to hear their stories, and to pastor them back to the church.